Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 4 of the ARL Elite Division Championship. I am Bulldogs, and I'm joined in the commentary box this evening by none other than Bailey. How are you, Bailey?
I'm pretty good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there is the current driver standings as well as the Constructors' Championship, with Zakov taking a comfortable lead into round 4, sitting on 75 points. Followed by Vlad on 37 and Ekam on 36. Very close there for P2 and P3. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, it's elite, so it's always going to be close. Maybe not so much at the top with Zakov almost already running away with it, but you never know. Stuff can happen, but yeah. It's a very close battle from second all the way to fourth, of course. The Williams, they're looking very strong as a team right now, working very well together, and of course we'll see what happens today, but it could be a big change. At Jeddah, of course, a very difficult circuit to get well, as we've seen the past week with some of the other races, and we'll see how they do today.
Yes, and then, like as you said, very close for that championship, but it's also very close for P3 and P4 for basically the whole of the Constructors' Championship, from practically P3 being the Ferrari on 39 points down to even the Haas in P8 on 18 points. So very tight for the Constructors' Championship.
Yeah, of course. It's always going to be tight with the Constructors. Have it being a bit more margin for error than the normal Drivers' Championship. Of course, 2 drivers, so yeah, 2 drivers fighting for that. So of course, more points are available for the Constructors. Of course, the points you can get is, I believe, 44. So if any team gets that, it'll be a big boost for them in the Constructors, and we'll see if any teams can secure that today or maybe sometime else in the season, and that will of course be a big boost towards the Constructors' Championship title.
Yes, and as you said, the track for tonight is Jeddah, of course, which is very, very tricky.
Yeah, it's a unique one. There's not the most grip in some places, so it's very easy to lose it, which I believe we'll be seeing a bit tonight. We'll see it from a couple of the drivers, and we'll just see what they can do and how they can fare. Of course, Elite being a bit of a higher stand than everyone else, it will be fast and it will be competitive, but we'll see. Hopefully everyone can keep it on the track, keep it clean, and hopefully we don't see anything too bad.
Very much so, and it's going to be interesting to see who can get that big drive.
Well, yeah, it's a hard task to win here at Jeddah, of course, with all the chaos going on. I believe we will see a safety car, because I mean, it's Jeddah, the F1 game. What's a better combo than they're in safety cars? So we'll see one today. I think we've seen one in every other race this week, so I'll be surprised if we don't see one again tonight. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And we also have some new drivers in the championship tonight as well.
Yeah, of course, I believe Combat Rat is new here.
Combat Rat as well as Destiel.
Yeah, so both of them will be looking to start off strong, get a few points on the board for their respective teams, and yeah, it's going to be a good one.
So we've got, obviously, Combat Rat is joining the Haas F1 team, and Vice is joining the Mercedes.
Yeah, so that's going to be a big change to the driver lineup, and we'll see. Not many of the drivers, I guess, will be ready for that. I'm not too sure. Some might be friends with them, some might not know who they are, so it'll be a big change for some of the drivers. Of course, new drivers coming in, always a big shake-up, and we'll see if there's some pace, and maybe someone can finally knock Zakov off that top spot that he's been on for so long here in ARL.
Well, I mean, you never know, to be truthfully honest with you. Zakov is just having the season that nobody can catch him.
Well, yeah, even last season, Zakov was dominant, and of course winning it with Impulse at his side, the dream team there, but course, Impulse not here this season. Zakov's got a lot to do with the Red Bull. He's got Spliff by his side now, who is more than capable of bringing in some points for the Red Bull team. But of course, Zakov still on top. He's different compared to the rest of them. I've just got to say it. He's so fast. It's impressive what he can do out on that track.
Yes, and as you said, like, he's got Spliff there. You could say they're both running a very good. They're both having a good season. I mean, Spliff is on obviously 20 points there. Zakov being on 75, and Zakov's just one of those drivers you cannot catch.
Yeah, Zakov, he's the best of the bunch here in ARL. He's very fast. Not many people can catch up with his pace. Of course, I believe of right now he has the world record around this track, so good luck for anyone today trying to stop him from getting the win around here.
I mean, you never know, like, there's some... He may be the, like, obviously the record holder in the time trial, but can he pull off those times in the race this evening, do you think?
Oh, well, you never know. It is, of course, what happens on the day here in ARL, so it could be the case of, I don't know, he might not be able to string a lap together. Of course, time trial, you get as many trials as you want. This is qualifying. Qualifying is very different. Of course, tyre temperatures play a factor, track evolution, tyre wear as well, and of course, the traffic may play a factor. It's not the easiest thing to do to get out of the way of someone on a flying lap around here. We've seen it in other divisions. It can be an issue, so we'll see what can happen if anyone can maybe best Zakov today, but it's, as shown previously, it's very hard to do, and we'll see if they can get it done today.
Yeah, very much so. But what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to take a short little break, and we're going to play an intro video for the track this evening.
They are off. Zakov is off. Zakov comes out ahead of Ekin.
Next corner, he's got the DRS. Jackal almost spins, he does spin.
Dutch is going down the inside of Cato. It looks like they've had an accident down to the last corner.
Zakov is going to come home to cross the line and win the Bahrain Grand Prix.
And a very big hello everybody, welcome along to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, the 75th edition to the Formula One calendar, and a racetrack that sees a top speed of over 322 kilometres an hour. This is the fourth round of the Aussie Racing League. Let's take a look at the racetrack that we're dealing with here today. A concrete jungle temporary street circuit, 6.1 kilometres in length, 27 very demanding turns, and a stack of DRS zones for people to tempt their fate. Let's head off to our commentary team.
Oh hey, you look so great when you're so pretty. Yeah, you got me.
Just got to double check and make sure the game sounds are perfectly fine as we wait for the first drivers to come out on track.
Of course, well, as Zakov leaves the session, I was just going to say, of course, talking about qualifying here, you've got to put Zakov down as a favourite.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it is a dry session.
Yeah, of course. We didn't see dry session yesterday. It was very wet in qualifying, so we'll see what the drivers can do here today. I believe first in line to get a lap down, who got out very fast, is Dutchie. He's at the very front of the pack here.
Yes, you could say that Dutchie's always one to get out on track pretty much first. I think he likes to get that clean air.
Yeah, well, of course, very important around Jeddah to get that clean air. And he's always first out. He's always eager to get quali started with, as we see Frozel next in line, getting a bit of room there from his teammate Deku behind him. So we'll wait and see what happens today with that. But yeah, it's going to be a very intriguing qualifying session, I believe.
Yeah, very, very intriguing to see the likes of, obviously, you've got Dutchie as well as Zakov, Zay, Destiel, Vlad. And it's going to be interesting to see these new drivers in combat racing in the Haas, and then you've got Joshua Taylor in the Mercedes.
Yeah, so a lot of new faces here for ARL today, as the first person will be coming across the start of the lap now. Dutchie first across the line, Frozel trailing right behind. As those two, the first two to get their lap started, Deku will be right behind Frozel here, and it is both the Aston Martins and the AlphaTauris, the first two to get their lap started. They were very quick out of the gun here.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a bit of a yellow flag there at the end of, or middle of Sector 3, I should say.
I would assume that's just people letting other people pass. I believe it was Destiel just letting Zay pass there, letting him through, as they will both begin their laps here. As Zay already invalidates his lap, that's not the best for him, but I believe Zakov right now is not with us in the session, so without Zakov in mind, who would you put as a favourite for pole?
I mean, you've also got the likes of CJM, maybe even Destiel could be up there for the pole.
Yeah, we'll see the standards soon as Dutchie advances into the third sector for his time here, so we'll see what happens there with Dutchie and Frozel, and then we'll see the standard for this session and what will be happening, as I believe Deku's had a bit of a moment. He's dropped behind Aziko and has invalidated his lap, so not sure whether he'll go again or dive into the pits for a fresh set of rubber. But as Dutchie crosses the line, 128, that is that standard for this session at the moment.
Yeah, very much so. And then Frozel does a 130.3, putting himself P2. Ezekiel goes P2.
5/10 slower than his teammate there, but of course the banker, some people push it a bit more than others. You just want to lap in his gears. 10th up on Dutchie there that's an amazing lap from Gears. You'll hear some Alpine bias from me here today, of course, but still a very good lap from Gears. Next person across, JJ puts in a very solid lap there. Zay doesn't want to set his lap time yet, dives into the pits. An invalid lap time. As we have Zakov back with us now. And he's going to be the favourite for pole here, you'd think. World record holder around this track. He's just got that much control over the car. It's like nothing can stop him when he's out there at times.
Yeah, we've already had 8 drivers so far who have set a lap around this track, with Destiel sitting on top with a 127.8.
Yeah, of course, currently 8/10 faster than anyone near him, but I believe that'll change soon as Zakov starts his lap around here.
As we're on board with Zakov, the championship leader.
Of course, championship leader and reigning champion. You can't forget that of last season, so that'll be something to behold today.
What's his sector 1 time going to be? It's going to be roughly around the 31 second mark. So 31.8.
It is purple though, so he's looking very fast right now. Of course, that big wide swoop and turn there to start sector 2 off. And this is one of the tricky parts of the track here. It's very tight, very close to the wall. And you can struggle for grip coming out of these turns as he gets to the first DRS straight of sector 2. The only DRS straight of sector 2 actually, as it's very tricky off the exit here to go over that curb and to invalidate, but he keeps it very clean here. Very close to the wall, and now he'll open the DRS for the last time in this lap. Coming down to the last turn. Keeps it very close to the inside wall there. Switching out wide the last second. Can he keep it clean through this last turn?
He does have a little bit of traffic in front of him though, so that's going to be very interesting as well.
Yeah, but he will set his lap, and I believe it will be quicker. Yep, a 27.3, and there we go. 5/10 faster than Destio, and that's what we've come to expect from Zach at this point.
Yeah, very much so. We do have Spliff, his teammate, that's out on track. Yet to set a lap, so he's just about to hit the end of sector 2, and it's a 101.2 into sector 2, so he's looking at maybe about a 128, 129.
Gets a bit of slipstream off the Alpine there. I believe that's Zay. He's just gotten a little bit of slipstream off there, and we'll see what he can do here. Keeps it tidy through the last turn. Exit very close to the wall. What can you do with this lap? A 128.6, so not the slowest time. Fast goes P6 there, so that's a pretty good banker lap from Spliff, as we see a couple drivers coming out to set the second lap. Of course, track evolution in effect here, so track just gripping up a bit more.
Yeah, very much so, and we've got Zay that's just started the lap here in Jeddah, so see what he can do. He's currently in P16, not being able to set a lap time yet. There is yellow flags in the sector 3.
There's a bit of traffic in front of Zay here as well. Are they going to get out of his way in time? You never know. The AlphaTauri gets out of his way well. I believe that was Frozzel there, just getting out of his way. I believe the McLaren of Death Steel is in front of him now and gets out of the way as well. Very nice to see from these drivers here, all able to get out of the way and let their fellow drivers set lap times and not cause any incidents. I believe next ahead he has Spliff. So
as Zay has gone purple sector 2.
Yeah, so this is looking pretty strong from Zay right now, as he may get a little bit of dirty air from the car in front, but I'm sure that won't bother him too much, as down the final corner he goes, and he's kept it tidy. And now coming out of the exit, what's it going to be? It's looking pretty good right now. 28.4 puts him up to P3. A brilliant lap there from Zay.
And we've got CJM that seems to have backed out of a lap.
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic in his way, I think. That may have contributed there, as he just sits aside, lets everyone go past. But we have Frozzel here on another lap. His last lap, of course, a 130.3. He'll be looking to improve on that tremendously throughout this.
As Destio is gone.
He's out. If we ride on board with Joshua Taylor, we'll be able to see what happened. He's just lost a bit of grip and he's put it in the wall. That's unlucky. Not much he can do there if we...
So at the moment, Destio looking at a P2. We do have CJM just coming into the third sector, so let's see what he can do. His first lap of this track this evening.
Yeah, I believe he had a little warm-up lap there, so he'll be starting his lap now. See what he can do. He's just... Oh no, he's diving into the pits. So he won't set a lap, but here's Frozzel now coming around to set his lap. Looking like a pretty strong one here. What can he do at the end of it? Frozzel down in P15 right now, the slowest of the cars who have set a lap time. Improved by 1.6 seconds, puts him up to P9. A brilliant lap there from Frozzel. Moves him up the field a bit.
Who we got?
Guess. dives and hits now. Him. I believe Joshua Taylor is diving to the pits. I believe he's out of fuel. The pit.
We obviously do have Crush that's on an outlap. He's going very slow. He mustn't want to be in front of the traffic.
Yeah. As we have Kebab now about to set a lap, he's about to catch up to a little bit of traffic ahead in the likes of, I believe that is Frozzle and the Red Bull of Spliff, but Spliff very much getting out of the way. He's going to let Kebab through here.
As Decky's gone P3 with a 127.9.
Yeah, the third car here to break into those 127s. Looking fast here as Crush retires from the session. Not sure what's happened there.
That looks like, actually, that is a qualifying ban.
Is he retired on the track there?
No. He's
he's serving a qualifying.
Yeah, he's serving a qualifying ban this evening.
I believe Kebab is just about to cross the line to finish his lap, and I believe he did not improve.
Yes, and then we've also got Combat Rat is just about to start a lap, actually, down in P14.
Goes down through turn 1 now. He may be looking to improve on his time a bit here. Looks like he very much could. So we'll see what happens from Combat Rat's lap here.
One of the new drivers this evening, as we see yellow flags in Sector 3.
I believe that's just Deku going a bit slow. Oh no, yeah, Deku just keeping his tires.
As Combat Rat is 1/10 up on his time.
So that will jump a Zico, but that's about it at this point. But of course, more time to gain in the last 2 sectors, so...
Yeah, very much so. He's got a Mercedes in front of him, but he's got that... Oh, and he's just invalidated.
Very close there to the track limits, and that's an unfortunate validation there for Combat Rat, who was up on his time, so that's a bit of a bummer. So I believe we have Kato about to start his lap. This could be a good shout for pole as well. Kato's been looking very fast these last few weeks, so...
Yeah, but the question is... a lot of these drivers do not like this track.
No, and I don't blame them for it. It's not the greatest track on the calendar, but we have to race it, as I'm not sure how that was an invalidation there. It's a bit wide off the track limits, but FIA seem to not want
As
to invalidate him there, so...
His first sector time was a 32 second, so... What do you think he can do?
I'm not too sure, of course. 32, that's about a couple tenths off the pace from the likes of Zakov, Deku, Destiel, so see what we can do towards the end of the lap, but he's just keeping the car through as he goes purple sector 2 here. Yeah, he's just keeping the car smooth, keeping it in place, and that's kind of all you have to do here at Jeddah. As Combat Rat leaves the session, it's not good. But yeah.
Maybe having a few technical issues, and hopefully he can get back before the start of the race.
Yeah, we hope as Kato comes across to finish his lap with 28.9, so not the fastest here, as that only slots him up to P13 of 18 drivers here. Crush, of course, served the quali ban. And now we just wait on CJM to finish a lap. He does, and he does a 28.8. So, as all the drivers will start to come out now to set their final laps of this qualifying session.
Oh, and Dutchy has just invalidated, which, if he's got enough fuel, he could go again.
He probably fueled enough to go again. I believe he'll be taking it very safe. He's just turned the ARS off. Or no, he looks to still be pushing the invalid line. Not sure how smart this decision is. Maybe trying to get around for another one as he cuts a couple corners there.
Yes, we've also got JJ is on a hot lap at the moment. He's at the end of sector 1, he's 5 seconds slower. So he might not be pushing, I don't think.
This will probably just be a warm-up lap for his tyres here. We backed out of it towards the start of the lap, and now he would be going around slow and trying to start a good lap. Of course, he has enough time to get around here and start another lap. As Jeddah is a pretty long track, a minute 30 lap time, but not the longest. As someone like Zacho coming out of the pits on his out lap, about to start his lap now. This is a very good shout for pole here. He's already got the fastest banker here. He'll be looking to improve on that time and set a blistering lap time for pole.
Yes, and especially on those soft tyres as well, so that's another interesting thing as well. All the drivers out on a set of softs.
Yeah, of course. This year's soft, the only compound you can use for quali, because you get the free tyre choice in the race, so that's interesting to see here. So, of course, it'll be interesting to see what tyre they opt to start on. Of course, we saw on Monday, HK Racing won the race, going from a medium to soft strategy. So, we'll see if any of these drivers implement a strategy like that today, as Combat Rat, I believe, has retired in the pit lane.
Yes, I believe so, and Zakov has just invalidated.
It's unlucky. I don't think he'll have enough time here to go around and start another one. So that'll be...
I think he might. He just might. With like a few, like maybe 1 or 2 seconds left in the session.
Has retired from the race. If we ride on with the Mercedes of Kebab, we might be able to see what happens if he gets there in time. Frozel out of the race here.
Well, out of the qualifying anyway. Oh,
so
and
we won't be able
couldn't
to see
see
what
it.
happens. His car gets lifted. As we've lost JJ as well, I believe, retirement in the pits there.
I mean, there is only 10 seconds left in the session, so...
Zach, as we see a spin there from
Kebab.
And that might be in the way of a couple other drivers here, as I believe Ekham coming around. Nope, Kebab very well to get out of the way there, but Zakov will not get another lap in and he'll dive into the pit. That's very unlucky, but he could still very much be on for pole here, as Deku, I believe, is next in line to set a lap. Deku next in line to set a lap here. I don't think there's anyone ahead of him. Ekham has invalidated, so Ekham will be P12. Start of the race. Gez, Gez will be next to set a lap here. Looking pretty fast. He has Kebab behind him, of course, that did spin, so Kebab will not improve. And we'll see here what...
The big question is, too, he can get a little bit of a tow from that Williams car in front.
Yeah, I believe the Williams car's a bit too far, but he will finish his lap, and what will it be? It won't be pole, but it will be P2. Let's see if Deku has anything to say about that. Coming across the line now. No, only P3 for Deku. So Gers will take P2, and I believe no one else will have a say in it. Oh no, Spliff is... So that will be our qualifying order. P1, Zakov, P2, Gers, Deku and P3, and we'll get to the rest and do it alone.
Yes, but obviously Deku being P3, I think he's a very quick driver as well.
Yeah, of course. A lot of competition into turn 1 here, as we have Zakov in P1, Gers P2, Deku P3, Destil with a very quick P4, Joshua Taylor in P5, Zay P6, Dutchy P7, Kebab P8, JJ P9, Bliff in P10 rounds out the top 10, Frozel in 11th, Ekham down in 12th, Vlad 13th, Aziko 14th, CJM 15th, Kato 16th, Combat Rat 17th, and of course serving the quali band, the last of the drivers in quali here, Crush in 18th place. Only 18 drivers today, of course, but I'm sure that won't change any of the quality of the racing we'll have here that we'll have back in a short moment's time.
Oh hey, you look so great, well you're so pretty, yeah. You got me waiting, 'cause we have a date, baby I can't wait.
go for the formation lap.
Yes, the formation lap. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a little competition going at the moment, and that is any of the subs can be entered into a competition being drawn. I think it's at the end of this month for a $50 Steam gift voucher.
Yeah, of course. Any Twitch subscriber is eligible. All you have to do is join the Discord and you will be involved in that draw. Subscribe to the Twitch channel, join the Discord, and you will be involved with a chance to win that Steam gift card. As we have the formation lap starting now. Zakov and Gers looking to want to get things started here, of course. The top two here, very fast, these two guys right here. Zakov may get the edge in the start, of course, being that pole position, but you never know.
Yes, and it's very interesting to note as well, there is only 3 drivers on the grid this evening that are going to take the gamble and start on the hard tyres.
Yeah, it's a very big gamble around here if you're going to start on the hard tyres or not. Of course, I believe that it may be better to start on the hard tyres because getting them heated up during the race is a big task, whereas in the formation lap it's not as hard. But you never know, some of these drivers may be going for the medium soft strat, as it looked to work very well for a lot of the other drivers throughout the week.
And what do you think about, obviously, Frozzle, Vlad, as well as Combat Rat starting on the hard tyres? What strategy do you think they'll take?
Well, they could of course be going for the very safe, hard, medium strat here, or they could be thinking that the mediums may not last long enough to go into the softs. They may think there might not be a safety car to pull those mediums along. They may think that the hard soft is the better strategy here, but you never know. We have all the drivers about to line up on the grid. Of course, they want to get right in their grid spots. They don't want to stuff it up. They want to get it perfect.
Oh, as we see the AlphaTauri.
Rosa was spun it. Not sure what that was about, but
yeah,
he gets back on the track and he will line up.
Not too sure, but Destiel and Kebab missed their grid spot, so they're going to be hoping for a good start.
Yeah, of course. Being that little bit further back does not help in the race.
As well as Spliff.
Well.
Yeah, just missed this spot as well. But
here we go.
We get ready to go. We're waiting on those 5 lights. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we are away and racing. Kebab gets a drive-through penalty for a jump start.
It's a great start here from Gers, who's already alongside. And they go side by side through turn 1, but Zakov keeps the lead, and Deku with a little bit of a run here on Gers. But he will stay behind Gers for now, as there's already yellow flags, and I believe that is someone is around. It is Kebab, who has gone around. Not the best race for him to drive through, and now he is missing a front wing.
Ooh, that's going to be very interesting, because he's now going to have to do the 1 lap, obviously, for the drive-through. Then he's going to have to do another lap without a wing to then get that replaced.
That won't be the best, as we see Frozzle hustling here with Joshua Taylor, and Oz, I believe, stay ahead for now. He does, so that's very close, as I believe, as we have yellow flag in sector 2. Dutchy is out and Spliff is out as well. What's happening here? If we ride on with Frozzle, we can see what happens, and Frozzle gets a bit tangled up there, and that'll be a safety car out already.
Ekim and also Frozzle just got a drive-through penalty. Not a drive-through, a 5-second penalty for a collision.
Yeah, of course. Hitting the cars that have slowed down there is not the best thing to do, as Zay, technical difficulties there, has left the session.
So it's going to be interesting now to see what these drivers are going to do. Obviously, being the first lap, I do not think they'll pit.
No, they won't pit. You may see some people without a front wing pitting, of course. Kebab will pit, of course. Frozzle, I'd say,
Vlad doesn't have a front wing either. Obviously, I think a lot of them have pitted Zay onto the soft tyres.
Well, I believe Zay's AI has done that one for him. He has disconnected from the session, so not the best call there from Zay's AI, as I believe the top 5 has only changed a little bit, as right now it is no position changes except for the top 4. JJ has climbed 4 positions starting in P9. Zay's dropped down a bit, and of course the big drop from Joshua Taylor starting P5 down to P11.
And the biggest gainer so far has been obviously Combat Rat, up 10 positions from where he started.
Yeah, starting P17, of course. Very good start from Combat Rat there, up to P7, and of course not the best start for Kebab. All obviously losing 8 places, but also with that drive-through penalty, and he also lost his front wing. But of course, Dutchy and Spliff out of the session already.
Yeah, that's a very interesting, very interesting. I mean, Dutchy is pretty quick.
Yeah, so that'll be a big loss for the race and for the Aston Martin team, as I believe we've had some information from Twitch chat here that Zay has spun and Dutch had nowhere to go.
Oh, and so,
Eckham is lost it under the safety car.
Yep. As we can go on board.
As Deku has as well.
Yes. And JJ just got a 5 second.
JJ spun.
Oh my.
Oh, and teammates collide.
And
Gez is out as well.
Oh, I wonder if...
I believe we have a lobby restart.
We have a lobby restart?
Lobby restart. Okay.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's a lobby restart. Okay.
Yeah, well...
Saving grace for those people who have DNF. As we have a lobby restart, so...
Okay, so I've just had an alert too from the boss saying that the game sounds a bit too loud.
Alright, so... Fix that
So
up
we
as
will
well
go
as...
to a short ad break and we will be back with the new lobby. So what is happening, ladies and gentlemen, as we take another look at the points for the Constructors and Drivers' Championship, is we have had a lobby restart. There seem to be a few issues, so the race will be restarted and it will just be the race. No worries there, formal casting. You're more than welcome. But as we see the driver standings and the constructor standings again, Zakov sitting comfortably on top with 75 points. Practically, you could say almost half the amount of points compared to P2.
Well, yeah, it's Zakov, of course, so you're going to see things like that. And yeah, has almost double the points of the driver behind, so that's what happens, and you get some superior drivers. As
Bass Baby says in the chat, 3 or 4 races get bugs this week. What a wonderful game. I have to agree with you there, Bass Baby.
Yeah, but we can't control it. It's just what they've released to us, and we have to deal with it. But we're still doing our best to get the races out, but pretty hard to do when Cody's brings you this.
Rudy, the race has been restarted due to a few issues. And we're just waiting for the drivers to ready up. And also, don't forget your setups, as we've got Tazza saying Kebab will win.
I believe that's talking about the entire championship.
Oh, so okay, because obviously Hunter's saying that Zakov will win it before mid-season break. It's going to be restarted again there, Rudy.
Yeah, we got to lap 2 before we got an issue, so I think that's the longest we've gone without an issue yet in this game, so new record.
Well, I mean, last night we got to what was it, lap 9?
Oh,
Before we started having issues.
yeah, obviously, not much we can do about it, but we're back here with the race. Of course, formation lap off, so they will be choosing their setups, and then we will go green around Jeddah.
Yes, very much so. As we take a look at the pit wall here in Jeddah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Insight right into that Haas and Alfa Romeo garages here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Alfa Romeo. I'm not gonna say it. But we're just waiting for all the drivers to get their setups ready, as well as choose their suggested tyres they want to start on.
Yeah, it'll of course be very much a struggle into turn 1 here without the tyre temps they want with the formation lap. So as we see here, we have the 5 red lights coming up. Very long way, and it's lights out. Away we go for the second time here at Jeddah. As it's a pretty good start here from Zakov. As Gers, though, down his inside, and Zakov keeps it as Deku takes a very uneasy line through there, as we have a McLaren already off the track.
That
Yellow
McLaren is
here.
Decio.
And we have Ekim spun the wrong way around.
And also
Maybe we're gonna do-
Cato.
Yeah, Kato just got stuck there. Ekim and Kato were kind of staring at each other there for a second, so...
I think
Not the best thing that happened, but it
Ekim
had to
might be
happen.
still stuck. No, he's
No,
off and running
he's
again.
back around now. He was just turning around, so... Yeah, as we see... so, not much change here. Zakov, Gers, Deku, but Dachi is getting a couple positions here. Kebab, without that drive-through penalty now, and with his front wing, keeps it back in P6, so...
As we can see already at the start, well, midway through the first lap, you can see the amount of positions that either your favourite driver has gained or lost, for that matter. And the biggest loser so far is Decio losing. Oh, as Crush is gone.
Oh, Crush is gone.
And
If you look on,
looks like
look on Ekim there,
a.
it's a big crash.
Is that only a virtual safety car?
I believe
Is that a
that'll be
full safety?
That's a big crash right on the racing line here, as we haven't... Oh no, I believe it's just virtual. Safety car has not come out of the pits, so it'll be a virtual safety car here. Lap 1 of Jeddah, and we're already seeing some drama. Crush out of this race, that's a shame. As we have only a VSC confirmed by Formal there, so... As we have some people already diving into the pit box. That's...
This is very, very interesting. I mean, obviously, the fact that practically half the grid has jumped into the pits.
Yeah, of course, a couple of people fitting the soft tyre. I think there's going to be another one here. The Alfa Romeo double stack, not really working for Kato, but
Ooh.
only the 1 position lost there, of course, after being in that bit of a incident there, as I believe we are green again. So, not the best go from Kato there. He's stuck in the pits while everyone else is at racing speed again.
Yes,
We're
and
back green here in Jeddah.
and then we've got obviously JJ and Destiel on the soft compound tyre.
Yeah, that's a very weird shout. They must be hoping for another safety car in the next couple laps, as we already see some gaps starting to form. Gers already has a 1.4 second gap there to Deku, as Zakov slowly but surely pulling away from Gers here at the front.
We do have the likes of JJ down in P14 on the back of Frozzle.
Yeah, it's going to be some fights throughout. Of course, JJ on that fresher, soft compound tyre, so Frozzle will be under a bit of pressure here. He'll be hoping to just...
And also
as DRS enabled.
As well, we've got Gears catching Zakov here at the start of lap 3.
Yeah, Gears showing some great pace right now to keep up with Zakov at all. let alone stay within that DRS range, and he is currently gaining time. He gained a 10th through turn 1 there. As Ekam puts in the fastest lap of the race so far, and JJ and Frozzle having a bit of a tussle here for this P13 position here. Of course, not fighting for points, but still fighting for the position. Every position counts here as Zaya's dove into the pits again.
And not only that, but with obviously JJ and Frozzle fighting, it's giving Destiel the chance to catch up, and JJ's been spun.
JJ and Frozzle collide, and Destiel, I believe, has gotten a bit of damage from that. FIA will be involved there as JJ spun around and loses the position to Destiel and Frozzle.
But you can see that Destiel has no end plate.
Yeah, he coming around that corner blind is never really a good thing, and of course being hit there, he is missing an end plate, but I'm not sure how much that'll affect him here. He may be able to go on until his next pit stop.
But then we have Kebab onto the back of Spliff for that P5 and P6 position.
Yeah,
Dutchie
DRS open here
is actually catching up to the back of Deku.
Yeah, we may see a move here from Kebab. No, just sticks behind Spliff here. He's waiting for that, maybe for turn 1 and 2 to do something, as he will have that DRS open again, and Zakov with the fastest lap of the race so far. DRS open again for Kebab, and he may make a move here. He moves to the inside, and he will make it work, I believe, before they even get to the corner.
Yes.
Straight line speed and the DRS really working there for Kebab.
Oh, as you can almost... Yeah, he did get a little bit loose there, and...
that'll help out Spliff a lot. Spliff right back on the back of him now.
It's very, very interesting, and, I mean... These drivers, if you haven't watched this division before, is basically no assist at all.
Yeah, there'll be a couple of them running slight assist, but most of them are no assist, no line, so they're full freehand, you could say here. The training wheels are off for this division, so
yeah,
they'll be hoping to do whatever they can here.
And as you can see, Gears is still in the hunt for this P1 position. And then we've got Ezekiel in the Aston Martin in that DRS basically of CJM.
Yeah, but Gaius is having to use a lot of ERS here to keep up with Zakov, down to 10%. His light is flashing. Down to 6% now, but he will have that DRS open again, but Gaius is having to struggle a lot here to keep up with Zakov, but he's doing a very good job to keep up here with the world record holder for this lap.
Yes, but you can also see as well is Kebab is trying to push as hard as he can to basically not give Spliff that DRS.
Well, yeah, of course, he will be trying to catch up to Dutchie and Deku here, who are having a little fight of their own. There's battles forming everywhere on this track. The battle for first, the battle for third, and the battle for fifth.
Yes, and I mean, you've also got practically after the battle for first, the battle for obviously third, and then the battle for P7, the rest of the field's been split.
Yeah, split between Joshua Taylor here, so he'll be looking to maybe gain some time there to Eka, but he's in a world of his own right now. No one really challenging him. There's about solid 10 seconds either way at this point in the race, so we see that as Gers keeps slowly but surely gaining time on Zakov here. No ERS, but he is gaining that time with the DRS as well.
Yeah, and
in the next few laps, he may be close enough to maybe warrant a move, but Zakov, of course, being very fast around here, will just be keeping Gers at bay here and not letting that move happen.
The other thing too is, when do you think JJ will pit? Obviously, being on that soft compound tyre, how long do you reckon it will last?
Oh, it won't last too long. I'll give him 6 or 7 laps before they start to really show their wear. They will, as we see, he's just lost his front wing there. The softs may be already letting loose as he has a little bit of a snap.
And
already has lost.
Yes, but as HK has said in the chat, Haas have a driver now. Points.
Yeah, Haas, of course, struggling in the elite division with the driver. Of course, Apex not being able to race the past couple of weeks, as well as Impulse pulling out. So now that Haas have a driver here in Combat Rat, hopefully he can get some points on the board for Haas in the elite division.
Yes, and like obviously, Combat Rat driving his first race for the Haas team. As we see, JJ is into the pits, so he's going to be swapping off those soft compound tyres, maybe onto a set of mediums or a set of hards.
Yeah, he'll also be swapping out that front nose, of course, getting a little slap of oversteer and that put him into the wall. So he'll be looking to get that fixed up as well. But if we go back to the fight now, between Dutchy and Deku. Deku's gained a bit of time here on Dutchy, so as Dutchy gets a little snap there, but he will still have the DRS. And we'll still be looking to close that gap as Kebab also trying to close the gap there after gaining a bit of time to split.
Yeah, you can see that. It is actually one of the Haas drivers' birthday today. I've just been informed.
Yeah, Apex, of course, who's not racing today, but you may be watching on. Apex, who cannot race, but it is his birthday today, so happy birthday to Apex, even though he's not here today.
And I think it's another person's birthday today, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
I think it may be one of our fellow commentators' birthdays.
Of course. Who was supposed to be here tonight, but of course his birthday warranted his a little miss. So happy birthday, of course, as well to Salty, who is normally my co-commentator here for the Elite Division, of course. Bulldog stepping in tonight, but Salty, happy birthday if you're watching.
Yes, so basically a double birthday today, and Crush saying he loves this game.
Yeah, it's a great game, Crush. We all feel ya. Of course, that lap 1 DNF. No one ever loves to see it, but yeah, happy birthday to Apex and Salty. Hope you're both having a good day as we get back to the action here. Gez keeping Zakov at bay here, gaining a bit of his ERS back as well as Dutchy. Gaining some time here to Deku with that DRS open.
Yeah, and
is just going to be looking for the scraps on that battle here.
And also Ezekiel staying in that DRS of CJM.
Yeah, of course, everyone looks kind of settled right now. No one really in a big battle except for, of course, Gez. Just trying to stay with Zakov here, which he's doing very well. As well as Dutchy and Deku in a little bit of a battle here. Dutchy's slowly gaining on Deku, and I'm not sure what will happen with this fight, of course. Two very aggressive driving styles in Dutchy and Deku. When they collide, there may be some fireworks.
You can also see that I was just on board with Dutchy, and you can see that Deku almost had a little bit of a tank slapper coming out of turn 1.
Yeah, he's sliding there and everywhere as Dutchy goes a bit wide too, but they're both sliding a bit here, so it may be time. Maybe they're thinking about an early pit stop if they are sliding around that much. Of course, them both struggling for grip here. Tire pressures are a part of this, and maybe Deku might have gotten them a bit wrong here.
Oh, as Dutchy gains a 5-second penalty for corner cutting and gaining 1 position.
I'm not sure, that might be a bug there. I'm not sure.
I think that may be because he didn't gain a position as far as I know.
I'm not sure if he even cut a corner, so that'll be getting removed, hopefully. That's a bit of a bug. But the show must go on.
Well, the other issue too is, yes, he's received a 5-second penalty, but
he'll have to pit.
Yeah, so he'll have to serve that penalty, and if I'm not mistaken, don't the 5-second penalties get removed when you pit?
Yeah, he'll have to serve that 5-second penalty when he pits, so it will not be removed from the FIA. So that'll be a shame for Dutchy. As he may go for the move here on Deku now.
Yes,
into turn 1.
And he does.
Very aggressive from the 2, and Deku goes off track there, so Dutchy gaining the position, but
I think that might have been
a little wide there.
Yeah, but a little bit of a love tap, a little bit of a kiss.
Yeah, a little bit of a kiss, not too bad, but of course. And if Deku sees any problems with that, he can report it to our FAA team, who of course always do a brilliant job.
And we've also got Gez still in that P2 position, 6/10 behind Zakov.
Very impressive from Gez, and he's also gaining ERS at this point. He's got more than Zakov right now, so Gez looking in a pretty good position. And when it comes to pit stops,
as we have a yellow flag,
as we have
that
Deku.
is it? I was going to say, is it Deku or is it? Yeah. I didn't know if it was actually Deku or Frozzle.
So Dutchy has gained some time now, but Kebab will still be right on his tail, of course, with that 5-second penalty. Kebab may gain the position, and Kebab knows now. Kebab, with that mindset of his, knows that the podium is very much on here.
Yes, but we've got CJM catching the back of Deku, as well as obviously Deku catching the back of Spliff. So we've almost got a 3-car train.
Yeah, trains will start to form around now, with the tyres, of course, being gone a little rogue, maybe
now,
a bit of wear. So
I think honestly,
these drivers.
JJ could go to the end now. I mean, there's 15 laps left of this race, and his hard tyres are only 3 laps old.
Yeah, of course, we've seen those medium tyres have lost around 17 laps around here. So JJ very easily could go to the end from here as Zakov.
Our race leader.
Penalty, so, sorry, 3-second penalty. So he'll have to put the burners on here to try and get away from Gares now. Gares is, of course, just pressuring him into that mistake, staying in that DRS range of Zakov, and that will not be good for Zakov here, as Gares will just stay with him now.
Yes, all Gears has got to basically do at the moment is stay on the back of Zakov, maybe pit, or even think about the undercut.
I'd say Gares. Right now, I think the best strategy for Gares is to mirror Zakov's strategy. That 3-second time penalty, he doesn't want to give the risk for any undercut there from Zakov, so...
Well, that's exactly right, and obviously Dutchy being 10.5, 10.6 seconds behind of Gears, but he has that 5-second penalty to think about as well.
Yeah, as Zakov pits and Gears continues, so Gears does take the lead of this race as Zakov dives into the pits. It'll be surprised to see what tyre compound he jumps onto here, as I believe it will be the hards and a wing replacement for Zakov here.
Oh,
not
interesting.
Sure, some damage, or maybe that might be a bit of a change in downforce.
Maybe. Oh, we just got held there a bit longer, but Spliff also into the pits. So the two Red Bull teams, the two Red Bull drivers into the pits.
Double stacking there, and that lost Spliff a lot of times now as Gers takes the lead of the race, and Zakov was very slow on release there.
Yeah, so I did notice that. He was very...
What's happened there? If we can get some insight on anything, what was happening there?
Okay,
broadcast.
Oh no! According to Uruguay, the pit stops are on broadcast mode.
We have seen before that can be a glitch for some of the drivers and not all of them. So we haven't seen anyone else say anything about that in the chat. So that could just be a glitch for Zakov and Zakov only at this point.
Actually, Uruguay has said settings are wrong. Pit stops are on broadcast.
Yeah, but that can be an issue only for Zakov, as we've seen. I've seen in the past that it can be an issue for only one of the drivers and not all of them, as I believe no other drivers have felt that issue. We would have had a lobby restart very long ago from now, as we have Gers dive into the pits. Let's see if his pit stop can do any better. He now dives into the pits as well.
Yes, and he goes on to that hard compound tyre. We do have Dutchy and Kebab now going into the pits.
Kebab will gain place here, of course, with Dutchy's 5-second penalty.
Yes, very much so, and Ezekiel staying out.
Place. Yeah, of course, they don't want to risk that double stack. Of course, Vlad staying out as well is now in 2nd place in this race. Of course, started on those hards, he may be stretching out to those softs at the end, but Gers, it's his race to lose at this point. I feel he does have Zakov chasing down behind him, but there's a great pit stop from Gers. Zakov, of course, with those 3 seconds and a bit of traffic, will have a lot to do to catch back up to Gers here. With it about, if we check quickly, the gap from Gers to Zakov is 12 seconds, so Zakov got a lot of catching up to do if he wants to get anything from this race.
Yes, 12 seconds, but, I mean, you got to look at it too. You've got Ezekiel and Ekem still the pit. They're on 11 lap old mediums, as well as Vlad. So Gers is at the moment provisional P1. As we have a yellow
flags.
That is Is that Deku or Frozzle?
Had a bit of a sprint from Frozzle. He's lost his front wing, but I don't think that'll be a safety car at this point, as Destiel passes him here. Frozzle lost his front wing, but is not out of the race, so...
As they say, never say never.
Yeah, Frozzle could still get something very much from this race, of course, still having to pit on those old mediums, so he will be looking to pit off those tyres and maybe change his front wing this lap now. As if we go back to the front, Zakov right on the gearbox of Ekim here. As Ekim dives into the pit lane, Zakov gets a bit of a DRS and slipstream as he sets the fastest lap of the race. That won't be good for Gers to see, as the gap is already down at 10 seconds, so...
We also have a
bit of trouble here.
three-car train as well between Duchy, Deku and CJM.
Yeah, as we see them going down the start-finish straight here. Kebab, of course, got the jump on all of them. Kebab now, when Vlad pits, Kebab will be a net P3. So, as we look behind him now, as Duchy and Deku going too wide through this section of the track. Deku and Duchy staying very close together here. And Duchy relinquishes the position to Deku there. He may look for the run out of this exit and to go into a little swooping left-hander at the start of Sector 2. Does he have the run? No, he will just stick behind. Of course, CJM's sitting behind there too, and Azeko not that far behind as well.
And Frozzle onto the soft compound tyres.
Yeah, Frozzle might be looking for a couple push laps here and then maybe to box again, or he may actually think that these soft tyres will last to the end if he can keep them correctly. But
Honestly, I don't see the soft tyres lasting 12 laps.
yeah, neither do I, but Frozzle at the back of the grid now. Not much he can lose. He's maybe just doing some testing, seeing if a safety car does come out, maybe try to help out his teammate a bit.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, his teammate is currently in P5, fighting with Duchy and CJM.
Oh, as he gets very close to Duchy there, as Duchy made the position on Deku.
We also have the battle between Spliff and Ezekiel.
Deku's got the move done on Duchy now, and CJM's going to go for it as well and gets the move done. And CJM, and they touch. CJM's gone off.
And it doesn't look to have any kind of damage, but it's given Spliff and Ezekiel the chance to catch up as well.
Yeah, of course CJM won't be happy with that. That'll be another thing for the FIA to deal with, I'm sure, but of course that doesn't concern us at the moment, as at the front we have Zakov very much catching up to Vlad here. Not at the speed that he may want as he tags the wall there again. But Vlad staying out for a while here, making those hard tyres really rub into this track, and I'm not sure what this strategy is. He may be holding off the hard tyres as long as he can and then chucking on those soft compound tyres for the end of the race.
Well, very well so, because he could pit, lap 17, and possibly go onto those soft compound tyres.
Yeah, I believe that's when on Monday HK Racing, the last race I called HK Racing, that's when he pit, and of course those lasted to the end, but with a bit of help from the safety car as well. So we'll see what happens here with Vlad as he stays out again. So he'll be looking to stretch this tyre compound out as long as possible, as Gers kind of strolling about at the front here. Of course, not going too slow, but not going too fast either. It's not going to help the push, as his teammate Zay has spun. He's still in the race, but of course, Zay will not want a safety car to come out, as that will really affect his teammate at this point.
And Zay's on 11 lap old hard tyres, so it's very interesting because you've got the likes of Zay on 11 lap old hards, you've got Kato on 12 lap old hards, you've got Combat Rat on 13 lap old mediums, Joshua Taylor on 13 lap old hards, and then the other driver that's on the most worn tyres is Vlad on 14 laps.
Yeah, Vlad currently with the longest stint of this race so far,
and
holding out those 14 lap old hards for a long while now, and he must be thinking about going onto those soft tyres for the end of the race.
Yeah, and I think what happened to Destiel was he pitted. He's pit onto a set of hard tyres.
Destiel has pit onto those hard tyres, which has dropped him back a bit, but had to be done, I feel. But yeah, so Zay drops behind Frozzle now from that spin, who Frozzle would just set at the just set the fastest lap of this race so far.
So if we have a look at it,
compound tyre, he'll be looking to keep that fastest lap for the rest of the race.
and we only have one driver that is currently, well, we now have two drivers that currently have a penalty, as we can take a look at the fastest laps for this race. The fastest lap being Fozzle with a 130.4, closely followed by Gears and Decio with a 131, and Zakov with a 130.7.
Very close between all these drivers right now, as the tyres are getting pretty worn now for Vlad here, and the 15 lap old hards as HK asked for us to show the tyres.
Tyres, there you go. There's the tyres.
Yeah, getting very worn out for the field here, but Gear's kind of strolling away. Still got that 10-second gap to Zakov, so
We also have
He won't be
Deku
going.
and the Dutchy battle still happening. Deku is only
course.
7/10.
of course them battling has meant that CJM has caught right back up to the bunch here and has brought along two new friends in Spliff and Aziko with him.
Yes, I mean, it's going to be a very, very interesting finish. I mean, if these guys can stay, we've got a yellow flag in Sector 2, and that is Combat
has
Rat.
spun it. He's kept it out of the wall though, so no safety car there as Kato, Joshua Taylor and Destiel are getting pretty close there, so hopefully there's no carnage here, but Combat Rat looks to be back up to racing speed now, and nothing wrong with that as Zakov now very much catching up to Vlad, as I believe Vlad will hit this lap onto those soft compounded tyre.
Let's see if Vlad's still got a half a lap to go, or a lap to go I should say, but I mean, Gears currently has an 8.3 second lead.
Gears looking very strong, and this may be Gears' first win of the season. Of course, Alpine looking pretty strong in the Elite Division. Zay has had a couple points finishes, a couple strong points finishes. Gears has had some game issues that have knocked him off that podium, so I believe a win here will serve Gears justice for those times that he has been knocked off the podium. And he has looked very strong today, but it is not over until it is over, as Zakov is now pushing very hard, but that 3-second penalty won't help him a lot, as we saw Gears before was doing very well at keeping up here with Zakov.
Yes,
So we'll
and
see what happens.
with the likes of Vlad and Zakov battling for that P2, P3 position, it's giving the likes of Kebab and also Dutchy that chance to catch up.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too long, but
And we've still
Right
got
now.
Dutchy and Deku battling for that P5.
yeah, battles going on all over the track. But Gears right now will be very careful. He is on 2 warnings right now. He'll be looking to keep it very, very much inside those 2 white lines here for the rest of this race, being on those 2 warnings. But Zakov, of course, already having that penalty just eases the pressure a bit.
Yeah, very much so. And we've got the new driver at Destiel just outside the points in 11th position, but he's 27 seconds behind of Egan. So we've got,
Yeah, so-
you could say, the new drivers are basically driving very well. Destiel in P11, Joshua Taylor in P12, and Combat Rat in P16.
Yeah, they're looking very strong. They're looking like some sturdy competitors for this championship. As Combat Rat not had the best of races, of course, we saw that spin earlier on, but before that he showed some very significant pace, as well as Joshua Taylor and Destiel, who are very close
As
to
we
each other.
have Zakov and Vlad battling for that P2, and what a view from Cody's. Couldn't even see anything.
Yeah, Zakov has made that position work though now, so he'll be loving life just trying to catch up as Destiel gets that penalty. But yeah, Vlad has just been passed by Zakov, so now might be the time for him to pit onto that fresh compound tyre.
I mean, very, very much so, because what's the roughly suggested pit stop time for this track? I don't think
not
it's
sure.
that long.
It's not that long, but he will lose the position, and I believe he'll come out maybe even behind Spliff here.
I'm thinking maybe behind. Yeah,
Or maybe not that far, maybe just behind Dutchy here. You never know.
or
As they
even
all come across
behind
now,
Deku here.
they come
As
out
we see
and it'll be
Deku
very
and
close
Dutchy
as-
going through, CJM and Ezekiel going through, maybe
very
even
close.
Spliff.
As he comes out right behind Ezekiel here, so right into the battle. For this battle goes all the way up to P4 almost, between CJM, Dutchy, Deku, CJM, Ezekiel, Spliff, and now Vlad has been thrown into the mix as well. And now the chase starts for Zakov. Clean air in front of him, and he'll be looking to close that gap down to Gers. Of course, he has to gain 12 seconds on Gers, get in front, and then get those 3 seconds. So it's easier said than done here, definitely for Zakov. But
Yes, as we see Kato's into the pits to change those hard tyres. He's done 17 laps. So he's thinking possibly softs.
yes, any pit stop from now to I believe will be softs, but Gers will be hoping deep down no safety car, please no safety car, because that will not help his chance here. With a fast Zakov right on his tail, as well as Kebab, Dutchy, and Deku, all there in the top 5.
Yeah, exactly right. And we've still got Ezekiel onto the back of CJM, and we've got a yellow flag.
Yellow flags.
That
JJ.
is that? I was going to say that looks like either JJ or Kato. The
Yeah, let's put it
two
back on the track though.
The two Alfa Romeos not having the best of races. Another yellow flag. Is that JJ once again?
I believe it was JJ letting Zay and Kato through there, so good race etiquette from all these guys here, as Gers now may get a bit of traffic from these lap cars, the two Alfa Romeos and his teammate Zay.
Yes, very much
are
so.
getting very close, so Zay might get some Daniel Ricciardo Monaco vibes here, being lapped by his teammate.
But at the same time, you've got to look at it too. These drivers know very well so that you get blue flagged, you move out of the way.
Yeah, they'll know instantly to get out of the way here, of course. Not the best race for these three, who will maybe getting lapped soon. I'm not sure though, but of course they are all subject to move out of the way when those blue flags arise from the marshal side of the track.
Yes, exactly right. And it's giving, I mean, to be honest with you, if Gers gets held up here, it's going to give Zakov the chance to catch it.
Yeah, it'll give Zakov a very good chance here to catch back up. So he is doing that, gaining ever so slightly every lap, but he has to gain over a second a lap, over 2 seconds a lap here to really get a chance at Gers. So Gers just has to play it cool, and this is his race to lose.
Yeah, exactly right. And I mean, you never know. The likes of JJ, Kato, and also Zay might not even get lapped.
Yeah, Gers might be looking to just keep his pace, keep the way he's going, and not really trying to do anything. Of course, ghosting off, so the lap cars will actually have to physically get out of the way here. They won't be able to just slow down and Gers be able to teleport through them.
And we've got yes, we've just been informed double points for the Aston Martins.
Oh, Zakov now. Gers with that 3-second penalty, so the fight's back onto the front here, even though it is a very tall order for Zakov to catch back up, but Gers looks home and dry right now still, but that 3-second penalty may come back to haunt him at the end.
And we're getting basically
Bit of banter in the chat.
yeah, a little bit of banter for these drivers.
Using track limits.
And we've got Tazza basically saying that SC or something naughty Gers for getting the 3 seconds, but Fluxy saying he's cheating, using track limits. Tazza saying it's hacks. SGN saying ABS equals hacks.
As we have yellow flags here, and Alfa Romeo has spun and will be in the way of Gers here. Oh, that's not good.
That is
The lap
Kato.
car gets in the way. And that's not good for Gers. Gers now missing an end plate, and Kato doing God's work here for Zakov. as Gears now has front wing damage, and that puts the fight back on for Zakov here.
But it also depends on like how much of the wing damage he does have.
Well, he's missing an end plate right now, and that is not the best thing from Kato to do. He spun and then he stuck it right back on the racing line, so Gears won't be too happy with that one. As that has dropped the gap for Zakov from 9 seconds all the way down to 6. As we have more yellow flags, I believe that is Deku, who has no Frozzle, who has spun.
But we've also got Ezekiel still within DRS range of CJM.
Frozzle pits here, I'm not sure what's happening here, he might be retiring it in the pit lane.
And Zay is pit as well, but Zay is on 19 lap old, was on 19 lap old hard tyres, going onto the softs. So he's thinking push for the last 2 laps. We've got...
Frozzle puts on a new set of soft tyres, of course, he just spun, so he's set with a new set and has got a 3-second time penalty there for corner.
And then Kato gets a 3-second time penalty as well, but Drick's saying that Frozzle will win.
You never know. You never know. But of course, Frozzle now being the first car to be lapped here. No, sorry. A couple cars have already been lapped here, including Kato, Zay, and Frozzle.
Yeah, and Fluxy's saying that Gears is going to be absolutely peed off if he doesn't win from here on in.
Yeah, of course, Kato will be to blame if he doesn't win.
But then Taz is saying he's got 3 laps and he is on, I think, the same amount of penalties. Yes. He's on 3 seconds of penalties.
So it'll be just be Gears' job here to just keep that gap, but Zakov is pushing very hard now. Zakov wants this race win. He has to gain up about a second a lap here.
Well, I mean, I don't think he'd have to get within, well, over the, obviously the 3 seconds that, well, he's 2.5 seconds behind of Gears. But then he also has to gain another 3 seconds on top of that, as we see Kato has DNF'd in the pits.
Kato just retiring in the pit lane there. And now it is very close between Gears and Zakov. Gears will not be happy with this.
Yes, but we've also got the battle still happening between Deku and Dutchy. For P4.
Right behind Gears now, though. Battle for the lead will go down to the last lap. Let's see how... It's going to be all up to how well Gears can do with that front wing damage and the defense of Gears here. And you got to say, if it comes down to Zakov winning, Kato will be the one to blame.
Yeah, and Fluxy's also saying that Zakov has got him. And SGN saying Rip Gears deserve this for sure.
Well, you never know, he may still have it though, but Zakov making the move done, and there it is. Gears won't be happy there, as Zakov also gets the DRS. Gears won't be happy there. That Kato will be to blame there.
As we have Deciel, is that Deciel or is that CJM that's gone around in Sector 1? As Joshua Taylor may have hit, there we go, it was Deciel that went around, and Joshua Taylor being the driver that's unfortunately hit.
Gears has just been tagged by his teammate there.
Yeah. So Gears will not be happy with a Zay. As we see, it looks like Frozzle may have gone around as well, or was that Deku?
And JJ is just hit.
Oh,
2 DNF'd, and Zakov has to do some avoiding action there. That was very close from Zakov.
As Zay is gone as well. So there's a big crash.
And Kebab just threads the needle through it all, but Gears will not be happy with this race. First getting hit by his teammate, or first getting hit by Kato and then his teammate. and it's just a very unfortunate turn of events here for Gears, as Zakov will get the race win, but
Yeah, I honestly, I feel sorry for Gears, obviously tagging one of the lapped drivers, then getting that wing damage. As we see, Zakov is about to come around the final corner to obviously take this race win. It's going to be, what is it? He's basically 4th win of the season.
Yeah, I'd say almost his 4th win of the season here, but Gears won't be happy.
No, but
Gears.
I mean, I think the only race at the moment that Zakov hasn't won is
in the Bahrain sprint race.
Yeah. But as you can see quickly, we will have a look at the tyre situation as well as the positions gained and lost from that race. As we've got Wuruboy saying that Gears deserves this win. HK is saying, Kato, that's racing, buddy. I know you well enough to know that's not your style. Taz is saying that we should just take the results from lap 22, but that's not our call.
Yeah, of course, that is what's happened, and Gears will have to lose that win there. So, unfortunate for Gears. Kato, things happen, it's racing, but yeah.
As we're just waiting on Combat Rat to come across the line, P12 for his first race. But we have Zakov in P1, Gears P2, and Kebab rounding out the podium positions, with Vlad getting driver of the day in that Ferrari. Yeah, as Valhalla says, Abu Dhabi type robbery for Gears. Because if you remember in the real life race, with the safety car at the end of last season, as we wait to obviously see Mr. Zakov heading for that P1 position on the podium.
Yeah, Zakov, of course, getting that win, getting that top step on the podium, but won't be happy about it there, as that is not the greatest result.
Yeah, not the greatest result, but I mean, Jeddah is one of those tracks that you love to hate.
Yeah, it's a crappy track, especially for that. Yeah, crappy results for the race for Gears there. Of course, I'm not gonna like it.
But we see
myself.
Zakov in P1, Gears P2, Kebab P3, Deku, Vlad, Dutchy, Ezekiel, Ekim, Spliff, CJM rounding out the top 10. Then we have Destiel, Combat Rat, Frozzle, JJ, Zay, Joshua Taylor, Kato, and Crush. We will have a quick look at the race director real quickly at the incidents for everyone that needs them. And I managed to get most of them, but we will now see if we can head to the interviews. But first off, we will take a quick ad break.
Oh hey, you look so great when you're so pretty. Yeah, you got me waiting, 'cause we have a date. Baby, I can't wait. Baby, I get my focus when I see you rave, you what I want to. Can you stay for life, for life, for life? Dime que me quieres, dime que yo soy Baby, I can't wait. Baby, get my focus. When I see you rave, you what I want to. Can you stay for life, for life, for life? Dime que me quieres, dime que yo soy por ti. Oh, baby, que me tienes. Baby, tonta, I guess I wonder. I guess I wonder. Tonight, baby. Hey. I guess I
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we have our race winner in Zakov. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really feel like it's a race win, to be honest, but it is what it is, you know. That's racing, I guess. I feel for Gez, you know, he had the pace for it. Definitely was keeping up. My game was buggy. All my settings were wrong for some reason, but I pushed through it and had wing damage for the majority of the race. But
We honestly, like myself and Bailey, honestly thought that Gez actually had the win, but then obviously got caught up behind those back markers. So that's a little bit of an incident. I wouldn't say on Gez's behalf, but
no,
great race from you though. And we're thinking to ourselves, when you received the 3-second time penalty, we're thinking, oh, is he going to be able to get that 3 seconds plus?
yeah, I mean, it all played into my hands. I mean, like, I didn't even have to do anything. I was sitting in P2. I was comfortable. Gap in front of me, behind me. I was just running my own race, and I thought it was over at that point, so I just accepted it. And then obviously Gez had that incident, and then I don't know, my luck just came back to me, I guess.
Your luck basically changed and came back to you.
Yeah, I guess so.
But Bailey, have you got a question for him at all?
Nah, I've just got to say it was good to watch. The racing that you and Gez did have in those first couple laps was good to watch. Of course, that lobby restart always happens
a bit
by
of
this
a
point.
shamble, yeah.
Yeah, but of course, the race has to go on with what happened, and
Yeah,
congratulations on the
Of
win.
course. Yep, cheers. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Alright.
See ya.
Alright, now...
Grabbing kebab in here in 2 seconds.
Yep.
Tio's ready, we'll get him in.
No, he's currently muted at the moment, so...
Alright, we'll be bringing him in now.
Alright, I will just move him up into the commentary chat. Kebab,
Yo,
congratulations on your P3.
thank you, bro, thank you.
And, look, what were your chances of you possibly even catching P2? I mean...
Pretty low. My starting position kind of cucked me. I had a good, like in practice, my pace was good, but yeah, just messed up quality, it's my bad.
I think quite a few drivers actually messed up the quali race, the qualifying session. But I mean, great race from you, and some great battles as well. I mean, you had some great battles with obviously Dutchy and Deku.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good. I just was aiming not to spin because I hadn't done any really practice for the race and wasn't feeling confident. My pace was a bit bad at the end, but I just tried to bring it home.
Yeah, and obviously you've brought it home and given the team some great points at the end of the at the end of the night, and it was very well. It was good, clean racing in the end.
Yeah, it was good fun. Bit unlucky for my teammate though. He had good pace and got taken out at the start. But...
Yeah, he did. We obviously felt sorry for your teammate there being taken out on lap 1.
Yeah, unfortunate, but I got a good teammate now finally.
Yeah.
Of course, bit of saving grace with that lobby restart. An unfortunate first start to the race, but
Yeah,
of course,
that
in the
lobby
end,
restart came in clutch, that's for sure.
in the end, you in the end, you came back and you secured the podium. So congratulations.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
one.
Alright, and I think that is going to be the end of the night for us. I'd like to thank Bailey once again for stepping into the commentary box and helping me out.
Always a pleasure.
And obviously, happy birthday once again to Salty and also Apex. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll be us for the night. Good night.